After studying our results, you may notice here, specifically in the labels area or the legend here, the different divisions, that we may not want our slope map divided out this way. So I'm going to minimize my model builder. I'm just going to click the minimize button, and then I'm going to move my map a little bit over towards the left here just so that we can see how this map changes as we make changes. So what I'm going to do is right click on my slope map and go to properties. So to change kind of the deviation or how this is broken down, we would actually do this using the symbology. So I'm just going to move my window up here a little bit, maybe towards the left, so we can see a little bit of how this is going to change down here towards the bottom. So right now you can see that we have 9 classifications, and the breakdowns are basically pretty much evenly divided up based on the given information. So I'm going to click the classify button, which is going to open the classification window. And in here I'm going to change the method. I'm going to choose quantile. And then the number of divisions, I actually want to change this to a 7. Now what you want to change this to really depends upon the type of analysis that you plan to run. And up here where it says methods, you could change this to manual or any other method that you want. I'm just starting with quantile, and then I'm going to go through and change it to meet my own individual needs. So there's a couple ways that we can do this. We can grab these things and we can slide them across, but it's kind of hard to get exact figures with this. So what I am going to do instead is go over here where the break values are and input numbers here instead. So I want my first one to be at 2, my second one to be at 4, my third one to be at 8, my fourth one to be at 12, this one to be at 15, and then this one to be at 25, and the very last one I'm just going to leave at the default value. Now you're probably wondering exactly where do these numbers come from and why these particular numbers. Again, this has to do with the particular project that you're working on. So oftentimes we'll use the number 2 because it's relatively flat. 4 is a really comfortable slope. It makes sure that water will move along. 8 is for handicap accessibility. 12 gets a little bit steep. And pretty much anything beyond 25% is unmowable. Anything beyond 15% is a challenge to mow, but 25% is too steep. So again, it really depends on the particular project that you're working on and what kind of analysis or information you're trying to seek. So from here I'm going to go ahead and click OK, and then click Apply. And if we notice here in the labels category, instead of having a long string of numbers, we have a long string of zeros instead. These zeros really indicate the precision or the accuracy of the ArcGIS software. And this label area, you can actually go in here and change this to look a little bit cleaner so that when you go to make your maps, your legends are also cleaner. So instead of having 2-point long string of zeros and then a 1, we can have something that looks something like this instead. Which is a lot more cleaner. So from here I can click Apply, and I'll click OK again, and if I go over here in my table of contents, we can see how that single change makes this automatically look a little bit better. So we can see now in our output that we have a lot more areas that are between the 12 and 25%, which is the orange to red areas, which are fairly steep. And then we have a lot of areas which are this darker green, which is a lot flatter.